Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. We're looking at the Bitcoin US dollar index on the 12-hour time frame. And I want to look up the volatility, go over volatility across various time frames on this video, show you something that's going on with the total 3 crypto market cap, and kind of look at where we're at briefly. Not a whole heck of a lot has changed, as you all well know. Anyway, 12-hour time frame. I'll try to keep my cursor out of the way because when I hover over here, it hits on things and blocks out what I'm trying to show you. So down here, you can see 0% on the, so just look down here. 0% on the 12-hour time frame for on the BBWP indicator, which indicates the Bollinger Band width percentile. That was the 12-hour. The daily is 1.59%. 2-day is 0%. 5-day, 1.59%. Weekly, 3.57%. Even the bi-weekly, 0.4%. Could the monthly even? No. Monthly is 16.87%, and it rarely gets down to extreme low levels, and actually only has one time, it looks like here, it just kind of touched right there at just below 10%. And what was that? When it touched down here, that was 20. Oh, that was COVID. That's what that was. Well, you know what? That was the boring sideways market. COVID was just a part of that. But anyway, on the monthly time frame, when Bitcoin has reached or bottomed out, let's say, on the BBWP indicator, was the start, if you can look up here, start of our parabolic runs in Bitcoin. Here at this bottom even was the start of a parabolic run. And it doesn't seem to indicate the bear markets as much. See, we're missing it there. It caught the final part of this bear market when it did get to this extreme low level. That final big wick down. So right here at this extremely low level marked the beginning of this bull market, the first part of the bull market. And then we continued sideways here. Anyway, then this part marked the beginning, this expansion here marked the beginning of our parabolic run in 2016. Pull this down. You can see when we hit extreme low levels here was the final part of the bear market here. It doesn't seem to be catching the beginnings of these bear markets. And again, it caught the final dump here in 2020. But it does catch here the beginnings of our parabolic bull runs. This is 2021. Now where we're at today, it did get the bear market here. Seemed to call that pretty good. And what was that? Let's open that up a little bit more. That was the beginning of the bear market. That's in okay. And then I remember in 2022, kind of traded sideways and even upward a little bit, heading into April, May, before the Terra Luna crash and all that other stuff. And then upon expansion here was the final part of our bear market. Here we did nothing. We started our bull market here, and then the volatility came down as we moved upwards. And here it looks like we're expanding. We're wanting to expand off of here. This could signal, everything's showing a big explosive move that's just imminent here. Maybe September's the month. I was thinking we were going to have it here at the end and through August, but let's get back to that in a second. I want to go over the total three. First, before I'll show the volatility here on the total three, because what happened in the market hasn't really changed that month. You can see on the monthly here, we are at 16.4%, very similar to Bitcoin. And this is doesn't have as much of a record here, but you can see as we came off of extreme lows here was the start of our parabolic move in the bull run there in 2019, 2020. Here, it did catch the bear market, boom, and now here is the beginning of our bull market. You can see it's kind of curved down a little bit there because the altcoins are kind of lagging a little bit here due to confusion in the regulatory space. That's one of the reasons why I think we're going to see strong moves from the recovery in the altcoin market. Congress is on recess, August recess right now, and I tried to look up information on how they're going to be proceeding on the legislation that they have been talking about. I couldn't really come up with anything, but I expect that as they get back into session in September, we'll get more news on the status of the legislation that they're working on for the crypto market. That'll fuel movement in the altcoin space. So, okay, on the monthly, that's that. I didn't go over the other various time frames. Basically, it's very similar. The 2 week here is 7.5, weekly 5.16. Now, the one that hadn't dropped yet was the 5-day, and now that is at 7.94%. So we're at extreme low levels across the board. 3.97 on the 2-day. 1 day is at 2.38. Now, I think the 12-hour here is funky. Yep, see, 12 hours at 15.48%, and that's a fluke because of this right here. This is the total three altcoins minus Bitcoin and Ethereum on the 5-minute time frame, and we're looking at what occurred yesterday at 10 o'clock UTC on August 14th, and we had this sudden jump. Now, this has changed. What the chart was showing yesterday, or up until just the past few hours, was a move from 340 billion up to about 357 something billion. It's like about an $18 billion move, sudden spike suddenly. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out what that was, and I'm still waiting for a response from TradingView. But I saw on Twitter or X that someone else's channel that he got a response that it was due to more data that they were looking at, and so and that they were working on a solution to it. And so now that I see that at least it has changed from that $18 billion move to only about a $5 billion move. At least that's better, but it still screws up our charts. Anyway, that's what's going on there. Now, so I've covered all that. Let's go to Bitcoin. What's currently going on? This is the 5 minute. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. That's why. God, that was confusing. Oh, look at that. This is what I want to see. Actually, let's go to an hourly. The hourly's cleaned up a little bit better. So the very bright green, fluorescent green line is our trend line that goes back to the bottom of this bull market that we've started. Ah, crap. Come on. I'm on the daily now. I just want to show you that that's what that green line is. The fluorescent green line comes to the bottom here in January, touches here in March and in June. And I've drawn it very accurately to contact those points. Actually, it contacts here in January, here in June, and oh, it does contact in March. That's because I drew it really thick. So it contacts all those points, and now here we are in August, and we are just days away. If we continued sideways here, we would hit that line next Monday. So, of course, we could go up or down and hit it sooner, or up and avoid it for longer. But I always thought that it would be ridiculous to think that we would hit it again, and that the fake out would be somewhere over here, where eventually we're not going to keep coming down and hitting this line forever. That would be ridiculous. And I thought this would be the point that we don't hit it, and maybe it still will be. We got a week to go before hitting it. And that's where a lot of coins would get bought up, as people sold thinking that it was inevitable that we hit this line before moving upwards. So let's see what happens with that. Getting a lot closer to it than I thought we would. And we are at the just trading along the mean band here of the daily Gaussian channel. We're doing our thing that was laid out in the Bitcoin worst case scenario. This is really hard to see all this. Anyway, trading between the upper and mean band of the weekly Gaussian channel, we broke out, came back down here, retested the top, Now, this is the part where we explode from the top of the weekly Gaussian channel. So we're right on time. It just seems to be dragging out longer than anybody expected it would. Let's see if we go on a weekly, if it looks better. So this is our action between the mean band, top of the weekly Gaussian channel, popped up through, came back down, retested, and any day now we should be exploding upward from here. Now, what is going to happen? In the last video, I couldn't remember what was at 31. What was significant about 31,500? And if we go here and turn on our moving averages, it was where the 100 weekly moving average is coming into play, 31,500. Now, what's going to happen, or what has happened in the past, the 100 here is in this lavender color, and the 20, that's the weekly, and the 20 weekly is here in the aqua color, greenish color. In the previous, I've gone over this in previous videos, but in the past, we've from here on out, we hold the 20 daily, all the moving averages, as a matter of fact, as support. We don't go near them, but the 20, we ride right along the 20 weekly moving average, and we're holding that as support right here. You can see these wicks that we did came right down to it. And currently we are not wicking down to it. We are way above it. That's nice to see. And but we got to get above the 100 here, and it's coming down. It'll come down further pretty soon. But once we break through, we're probably going to dance on top of it a little bit here in this range for maybe a week or so, and then move upwards. And as we move upwards, I also believe we'll hang out between these for some time, probably not very long, between these two dashed gold lines. And they just go back to previous support and resistance that I saw from 2021. And that's at 32,381 and 33 or 32, yeah, right about $33,000. And after that, we might see a little bit around $35,000. Oh, and I believe, yeah, you know what? Crypto Zombie's always talking about a gap on the CME um, futures. Let's see what that's at. Is this it? Where are we? No, that's one we've already. Sorry. Is this the gap? Oh, that must be it right there. Yeah, right around there. I imagine we'll hang out in that area. You can see also it's a nice level of support here. Yeah, so it's easier to see what we're doing here on the CME futures without all those lines around. These are going to cross. We'll hold the 20 weekly as support here, and I believe we'll dance upon this a little bit before moving upwards to 33 area, then to 35, 36. But I don't think we'll stay very long at those areas. And where do I want to go? I think the next region that we'll hang out in for a while is up here in this area. between 37,711 and 38,700. Possibly waking up to this area here in 40,000, and that's just based on areas of support and resistance back here in 2021. 37,711 was a major support level, which will uh, block us initially. So we'll see what happens there. That's about it. I'll let you go. Excuse me. So, all right. See you next time. Thanks. Do all that stuff, like, share, and hit the notification bell.